Welcome to the Cabo Fishing Podcast, your #1 source for all things fishing in Cabo San Lucas. Brought to you by the collaborative efforts of Rancho del Pescador, Mar Vida, and Proyecto Pupila. We're here to bring you the best insider tips, tricks, and tales from the deep blue of Cabo. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into Cabo Fishing Podcast by Mar Vida.
Back in time, hang on.
Does Edmondson play tonight?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
The rocks, like, up in there. This is wild. I like this.
Not with this density.
I feel like we're like in Master and Commander,
Right?
Like Russell Crowe's gonna like.
What?
So we are currently in the Sea of Cortez. We're out by 1150, which is a known fishing spot here. But today it is wild. We're kind of like on a lake, but we're not. Really big lake, 200-mile lake. But the Sea of Cortez today is just nice and calm and tranquil. We were just in a huge pod of dolphins, probably like 1 mile in length, 2 miles in length. I can't imagine the head count on that, in the thousands, I imagine. But all of a sudden, an Edgar Allan Poe like rolled in, right? And we're now in the home of the Kraken. If you look out, like we're completely surrounded by fog. The water temperature has increased. We're now at 70.3 degrees Fahrenheit. But the ambient temperature right now is probably like, I would say 60, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're getting a nice cool breeze, but the water's warmer than the ambient air, which has created this fog bank. Awesome. And hopefully at any time, we're going to go YouTube live and see the Kraken live. The Kraken's coming. Not the Seattle Kraken. Everyone knows they suck. Sorry, Seattle. Sorry, Olesiak, my favorite defender never in Austin.
Hey, you got tags? Give me that. Fine.
Welcome back to the Cabo Fishing Podcast. As always, I am your host, Toby, and we are sitting here in Marina, Cabo San Lucas. We are on A dock, and as you can see behind me is our offices, and we are enjoying a quick moment of happiness. A couple of reasons we're enjoying a quick moment of happiness is because today is the 10th of May, and for those of you that don't know, in Mexico, the 10th of May is always Mother's Day. Unlike, USA and Canada that tend to have it on the second Sunday of May, here it's consistently, regardless of the day of the week, it will always be the 10th of May. So happy Mother's Day to everybody out there that gave birth to people. We're all grateful that mothers exist because we don't exist without our mothers, and we love them. So big shout out to all of our moms. Hey, I'm really blessed that I have like 50 of them. Maybe not 50, but I got a top 5 list that's incredible. The little update. So let's bring it back 1 month to like April 11th. So a month ago, almost to the date, the Mexican government, by word of the president of Mexico, seized control of the marina here in Cabo San Lucas, as well as some other government concessions throughout the country. But specifically here in Cabo San Lucas, they took control of the concession for the marina away from the company called IGY, which is owned by MarineMax. IGY is a multinational company, large corporation based out of New York City that has marinas across the globe, and some of the nicest marinas across the globe. They are undoubtedly the leaders in, marina administration. So what did that mean? That meant that they came in, they chained the docks so you couldn't get on or off, which was a little inconvenient for some of us that had charters out. So we had to be inventive and find ways to get our clients, and so there was a little bit of friction or tension and, this weird state of ambiguity because we didn't really know what was going on. And then we found out later that this is why they did it. Up until like yesterday, the Mexican government have been responsible for the infrastructure and upkeep in the absence of IGY. And, that basically means it was non-existent. So they didn't have the ability to administer because they, it happened so fast. They didn't, know who their clientele were. They didn't, know a lot of different things. But one thing they could not do is they could not provide fresh water. They could not provide shore power, and they could not provide security. So IGY filed a legal injunction against the government of Mexico, to which it was awarded on the 3rd and 4th of May. And so this emergency injunction returns the administration temporarily back to IGY and MarineMax. What does that mean for us? Well, that means we have power again. We have fresh water again. We have, and most importantly, security again. So that is great. The operations have kind of gone with minor hiccups, but the peace of mind knowing that our boats are secure, our equipment's secure, we're able to maintain it with proper water and power, and not have to come down and burn extra fuel and create different mechanisms and systems to take care of what was already provided. So the good news is guys like us and companies like us, we understand how to do business, and we made sure that our clients didn't feel anything at all in this time of turmoil. Now you've probably been hearing about it in the news and stuff like that, but if you come down and you witness it, there's no chains on gates. There's, everything's kind of almost back to normal. there was some vandalism and some things that took place in the time of uncertainty, but they're addressing that and they're getting that taken care of, and everything is about to be as it should be. So we're pretty pumped up about that because it was a really precarious time for it to happen. While it was happening in the down season, in terms of like tourism here in Cabo San Lucas, it was happening as we're building up to get into the professional fishing season. So we lost the Pelagic Triple Crown tournament. Completely understand. Tony and them run an amazing operation. Their pelagic tournaments are exceptionally well run. We're big fans of them. And Tony, like that whole crew, had to make a decision based on, the situation here. And I believe they made the best decision for them. It just sucks that, that's one of our favorite tournaments, and it's the first one to kick off our professional season, and we're really looking forward to it. And we've been trying to train and get ready, so we're like a little bit bummed about it, but totally understand. And so hopefully now with the IGY back kind of in temporarily, we can make it through the rest of the tournament season and actually have the tournaments. They're a big piece of this fishery. This is one of the best billfish fisheries on the planet. It's one of the most consistent and one of the highest producing. And we're also we're under 2.5 hours by air from 25 major U.S. cities, right? So we can get a ton of people here. They've always been a big influx of revenue, which is wonderful. One, for the fishery, but more importantly, two, for the community and the culture of Cabo. It's just a big piece of our community and culture here. So super excited that hopefully we get to have those, go off without too many hitches. I won't say they go off without a hitch because it's life and we're in Mexico. There's always a hitch. There's always a hiccup, and not always because people are drinking, but that sometimes does cause it. But just wanted to give everyone a quick word about, things are good. Don't worry about it. Keep coming back. Cabo's still safe. The marina's secure. Again, like I'd said in previous episodes and talks, these were our level problems, not, consumer level problems. And so as a consumer, as a fishing enthusiast, as an angler, you can come here, check your blocks, get that Hemingway moment, get your first billfish, get your 100th billfish, do whatever it is that you want. The water temperatures are coming up. We're about to go out tomorrow and test. It's the beginning of our favorite time of year. A big shout out to Will to Win Fishing, Scotty Flores, because they already put one surface swordfish on the deck this year. So super excited for them. That's a huge thing. I'm not only excited, I'm a wee bit envious and jealous because that's a dream of mine to catch a surface sword. It hasn't happened. Now we've been going after them for 4 years unsuccessfully. We're gonna keep trying this year and get one. And hopefully we get it on camera and you all get to be part of it. So we're gonna try and do that tomorrow as well. And come on down, let's go. Let's make fishing dreams come true again. And turn off all that political noise, turn off all that other stuff, and take some time to get out in God's creation and enjoy it. So we'll see you soon, and finger guns. Cabo Fishing Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. Por favor.
So I came from, originally born and raised in a town called Acapulco, which is southwest of us, also on the water. Older resort destination. My family's background has always been in the tourism industry, in the restaurant business. And we came to Cabo about 12 years ago because Acapulco was fading down in popularity in tourism, even though it's still a pretty famous destination, but, it has winding down in business. And we came to Cabo to, open our way into town and start building something as a family again, because we have always been involved in such ways that the family cooperates in many different ways. Tough business, by the way, but it's the best way to do it, family-oriented. And we opened this place, MERCABO, about November 2019, right before the pandemic. And it was a challenge throughout the pandemic years, especially because we had been open for only 6 months. So all of our investment was here sitting like a sitting duck. And little by little, we started building this whole MERCABO place. The cooking classes have been around for the last 8 or 9 years, and we started in our home, always trying to show the guests a little bit of the local side of town and make them feel welcome beyond the tourist crowd or the tourist scene, you know? The idea for our target in our company is to actually be like ambassadors of the cultural background. On the food side, it's also about the drinks and the food and everything, and by the end of a class 90% of the people is pretty tipsy, but the idea and full and happy and joyful, because good food brings people together. But at the end of the day, it's also the background behind that, you know, what means to us a tortilla, how long we've been in corn for, you know. We've been in corn for 3,000-4,000 years. This is something that was grandfathered to us by the indigenous tribes, you know. The diversity of Mexico, just like the U.S., is large. You know, we have all kinds of different heritage from all kinds of different people from different parts of the world. But at the end of the day, the tortilla is one of the things that bonds us, you know. So that showing you and showing the visitors, the foreigners, that side of Mexico, that side of Cabo, it's also nice. We feel very proud of doing such a thing. Well, I guess, again, it's part of the heritage, brother. It's kind of like in our DNA. The Mexican people are pretty well known for being warm, you know, for being, how can you say this, hospitable, you know? Exactly. So in my family, they have been doing this service industry for like 40, 50 plus years. I don't even know for how long, but that's like almost 70. Been doing it for the last 40 some years at least. And I was kind of like born into this, you know? So going to cooking school, it was just kind of like part of the step, you know, to just make it official or have a diploma, get a degree. But it's more or less, I think, about the what you put into it, you know, your heart, your soul, your love, your passion, you know, for whatever you do. And it's all also about being a people's person, because I do have a lot of colleagues that are also chefs and cooks, and they're a bit more, I guess, like how can you say this, like more like not outgoing, you know what I mean? So it's also part of personality, but I was kind of like born into this, you know. So I was, on that perspective, you're saying it was about getting the education, also getting a little bit about, you know, the way they carry themselves and how to talk and everything and all the slang, I guess, if you want to call it like that. But more than that, it was also about just making it happen, you know. Mexico overall, I mean, it's a shame of sometimes the other things that happen elsewhere, but Baja by itself, it's you know, super safe and laid back. But spreading the culture and the background of where we come from to understand to where we are right now, it's, I think, very important and for the Baja, for Cabo, for the Mexican culture, and for the people that live in this community. So what we do, this is a place where you can come and eat food and have tacos and have drinks. But aside from that, sometimes we use this venue as for the cooking classes. So normally the cooking classes are pretty much every day, and they happen in the mornings. Sometimes when we don't have the kind of crowd to be here, we take them to our home. That is for the cooking classes. Sometimes we also do a salsa dancing and a salsa prepping lesson, you know. So you basically show you how to make a few drinks, margaritas, palomas, and we salsa and we dance and we make it happen. We do also have a little old Volkswagen Bug that we sometimes drive around town, and we take people to eat tacos to further out places that we don't walk. We have another taco tour where we actually walk, tequila tastings, and sometimes we do catering services for the people that ask us.
Your Volkswagen bus, your VW bus, was inspiration to one of our articles. Oh, is this the one? Right here. Rocky the Marvita lifestyle. No. Cabo is still a paradise, you know. Even though it's developed so for like crazy in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, it has grown dramatically and drastically. But it still keeps its small town vibe, you know, and its beach lifestyle or island lifestyle situation, short pants and sandals, and that's what makes it kind of magic, you know, the freedom
the ocean, the sea life, the food, the different offerings of food. Because everybody has brought their own, recipes, their own styles of cooking from wherever they come from. And that has made also Cabo a melting pot of flavors that you get smoked meat from Texas, you get brisket, you get, the local donut shop, you have great Oaxacan food, you have great sushi, you have great seafood and ceviches and oysters and clams. It will keep taking off, it will keep going, it will keep growing, and at the end of the day, hopefully all these places can keep operating that way, because the idea, there's a style of cuisine that they have developed called Bahamed, and they kind of like, the California style, mostly locally sourced. You work with what you have around your area, and a lot of the stuff that we have here is precisely fresh from Todos Santos, from Santiago. We got all the sea life. There was a tuna cannery, for God's sakes, many years ago here. That's why they had it, because we have some of the best tuna, the best fish around there. To find those, we're everywhere in the internet, like everybody else nowadays. The exposure it's out there. You can find us on social media, obviously. We have 2 different brands. One More Taco, which is the food tour part, the dancing lessons, mixology lessons, and tequila tastings. And our sister company is Cooking Cabo, both on social, Facebook, Instagram, etc. You can also find us through different agencies that also market our experiences, and definitely on our home sites, cookingcabo.com, onemoretacotours.com, and we have multiple destinations also in throughout our country. Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, Playa, number 1. Yeah, we are JUN and Juan. Yeah, if you have a taco emergency, call 911. You're totally right. I think you wrapped it up right there as far as the whole vibe, the feeling that we're supposed to. That's how it should be, sharing a little bit of love, and then waking up at 4 or 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. It's not a challenge. It's just a lifestyle, It's a life by the water is more savory. It's smoother, It's sweet. So it's a lifestyle, bro. It's a lifestyle, suave, bro. Indeed. Hi, my name is Issi, and I want to invite you guys to join us on our social media, to look us up at Cooking Cabo, at Juan More Taco. Also follow the Mar Vida lifestyle in case you guys want to create a very nice fishing experience. And of course, follow us right here at MERCABO. Thank you so much for your time. Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Issi Radilla y quiero invitarlos a que nos sigan en nuestras redes sociales en Instagram, Facebook y las demás, @MERCABO. También Mar Vida, el lifestyle playero. Y también los invitamos a que nos sigan en @JuanMortaco y Cooking Cabo. Gracias.